Welcome back to another episode of Jacksonville Buzz's Buzzworthy Businesses. I'm Steve Strum, along with me always, without you, I can't do it, Dave Permenter.
Good to see you, buddy.
Happy New Year, man.
You as well, thank you.
We were just talking about my button, but we're not going to talk about the button that just blew up right before we started this episode.
Probably had a good holiday.
Yeah, a little bit. So my wife's going to laugh about that again. She always finds reasons to laugh. But we're not here to talk about all the things that make you guys laugh about with me. We're here to talk about Alyssa Sommer and the Morris Center. Well, good afternoon, young lady.
Good afternoon.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year.
This is another interview about your organization, and you were here before talking about the Morris Center and what you guys are doing to help close the gap for people of all abilities that may be really talented in some areas, but may be struggling in other areas.
Yes.
We're all on the struggle bus these days. Tell us a little bit about what your organization is and what you're doing for our community.
Yeah. So Dr. Conway, our owner, neuropsychologist, has been here before and interviewed with you guys. But now I'm back to talk a little bit more about what we're doing in our clinic and what we're doing in the community. And so I'm our director of national outreach at the Morris Center. Our headquarters is in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida, and we also have a location in Ocala and in Trinidad. So here, though, in Jacksonville, our clinic, we see kids of all different ages. In the clinic here, the oldest that we've had was 22. And so if in any way that you're struggling in school and life, those are all some things that we can help with. And so whenever it comes to our team, we have occupational therapist, speech language pathologist, psychologist, and our academic instructors. And they all work together to really make a difference in these kids and young adult lives. In the community, we're just kind of getting out there and getting to know and coming on shows like this so that way people know that we're here and we're here to help, and happy to do so.
And not to be at all confused with a tutoring center.
No. We are a clinic and we consider ourselves a health clinic. So because we do have that medical team, while we are providing tutoring services through our program called Neurodevelopment of Words, we are often combining that with kids who are also seeing that occupational therapy team, or maybe that they need to have some work with our psychologists because they've had and dealt with some educational traumas. So we're constantly pairing that and working from a medical perspective on how we can help these children.
Okay.
Well, one of the things that when people watch this, right, they're like, okay, what does that mean, right? So, you're sitting here, you're watching this episode, you're going, okay, my kid, my child's struggling, my young adult struggling. What are some of the things that parents and children are dealing with that sometimes may not, the kid's bad at school. He's just a bad egg, right? What are some of the things that you're seeing that are ways that you have that make a difference to help these young men and women be able to adapt and close that gap? Like, what are the things that you do that help that?
Yeah, so it varies for every child. Everybody is so different and all of our brains are so different. So that's why we're really utilizing that team. That whole team they work together and they talk together all the time. They meet several times a week to talk about a child who maybe if they're struggling in their academic session and they can't focus for very long, or they easily get distracted because they have different sensory needs and all they can feel is the tag on their shirt, then the OTs can chime in and provide their input and also be working with them in their occupational therapy sessions to build on that focus and to build on those sensory needs, to where then when they're doing the academic piece, they can get more out of it. And again, same with the psychologist and providing their input as well.
Prior to the segment, we had some conversation, and you mentioned community outreach, community involvement. Your title, National Community Outreach?
Director of National Outreach, yes.
National Outreach.
Yes.
What do you do? What does that mean, community-wise?
Yes. So here in Jacksonville, we've tried our best to be very involved, and so we've partnered with different nonprofits. We're constantly trying to be out there in the community and going to different networking groups. One of the things that we did this year that we were really proud of was we sponsored the Boy Scouts in Jacksonville Fair and did a big STEM event where we've done that now 2 years in a row. And so we really want to get the word out there about what it is that we can do and how we can help children and how we can help literacy rates. You know, we really just want to be involved in the Jacksonville community and really be helping and supporting.
Awesome.
Well, as we take it away, the thing as I hear is really cool is that we're also reducing the stigma, right? So when nobody wants to have a kid, oh, something wrong with my kid. So what we're going to do is help to create that light for you to be able to shine on other people. And we'll take, you know, on your website, you can check it out like, hey, does my child, is this something we should look at? Probably something on the website that gives some more information about that. What we'll do is make sure to put your links on our website, thedailynewsnetwork.com, and it's just really great to hear what you guys are trying to do to make a difference, not just for Jacksonville, but for our community, for kids coming in, because as things get more complex, these issues that kids have that are still great kids that have great abilities, closing that gap allows them to feel like they can accomplish anything that they want, just like any other kid on the street.
Right, and a lot of the kids that we see, especially whenever it comes to dyslexia specifically, the fact that they have dyslexia doesn't mean anything about what their IQ is. So they can still have a very high IQ. It's just a matter of closing that gap in their reading and spelling and visual perceptual skills. The list goes on, but just because they do have some struggles in those areas doesn't have anything to do with where that IQ is and where we can, close the gap to meet that.
I would think self-esteem improvement is a huge part of it as well.
It is, absolutely. And so whenever we see kids who are graduating from our program, I would say the number one thing I hear back from parents is, wow, my child's self-esteem has skyrocketed from this.
That's awesome.
And so, yes, it's an amazing feeling to
Great
see
work
that.
that you do.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us today. Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on the show. And without you, we can't do this, and we can't do it with any of these people here watching it. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Please check her out on our website on thedailynewsnetwork.com. And if you like us, share us. If you love this episode, send somebody that might care, and live with gratitude.